fascinating. I watched it live and I was absolutely engaged with it. My initial thought it was some kind of publicity stunt, but within minutes it was quite obviously that it wasn't. To me, it was a traditional mistake made, sometimes by an individual, sometimes by an organization, to do the wrong thing. And that's quite simply what it was. In his mind, he had built up that he was doing something positive. If I was his PR consultant, I'd have been down at the Dolby Theatre within minutes, banging on the door to get in and speak to him, because he was about to have the best platform in the world to sort that problem out. Receiving the Best Actor Oscar, he knew he was going to get it. Of course he was. He had the world's eyes watching him for several minutes, and that was the time to sort the problem out, and he didn't. If I had been his PR consultant, I'd have been down there, I'd have gotten to him and said, right, get on stage now, apologize, grovel. You must say you've done wrong. You have done wrong, admit it. Get Chris Rock up on stage with you, apologize to him in front of the billions. And also, immediately come up with what I would have thought would have been a very clever thing to do and say, I'm going to commit myself now to a lifetime of fighting against violence. Let me say from here that I will be, from here, a preacher of nonviolence. And then the very next morning to go to a school and talk to people and say to young people, impressionable young people, you saw what I did, it was wrong. There's no excuse for it. But what I want to do is tell you, don't do it. And then seriously, and with his heart in it, engage in an activity forever of preaching nonviolence. He would have ameliorated that situation enormously. He chose not to. His own speech was a self-pitying thing, which made more people irritated.
The tears just didn't wash.
Absolutely. And you know that the next day you could see that statement of apology had come from the PR advisor.
Was it a good statement or what? I thought
it wasn't a bad statement, but it was too little, too late.
late.
And you know, when you've got a situation like that where literally 1 billion people are watching, you've got to deal with that fire in seconds. And he could have done. And I think if he had taken the steps I've just said, he would have sorted that problem out straight away. Instead, he has created a lifelong problem for himself. No matter what he does now, he will always be remembered as the man who lost his temper and assaulted somebody.
Fascinating.
And I do think that the huge amounts of discussion about it are all speculative. Nobody really knows. But they're damaging. And nobody wants to be damaged. People want to deal with being liked, being admired, being respected. And he's going to have to work very hard to achieve that. He has his diehard fans. I mean, if you watch social media, which we were talking about, the voices for are as many as the voices against. But the fact of the matter is what he did was wrong, unacceptable. He did something that is a negative to show in front of impressionable people. And as a man that people are trying to push forward and edge on. It was the pinnacle of his career so far, receiving that Oscar. It was quite something. And to have stolen his own thunder just a few minutes beforehand was a sadness and a tragedy.